It's good job, Pod.cannion, back with another reaction video. This is the last video of the Josh Johnson binge. This is Adolescence Is #1 on Netflix, and it's got the Manosphere shook. Now, I haven't seen this. I don't know if it's a show or a movie, but I feel like it has something to do with, like, you know what I'm saying, a take on like red pill content and stuff like that. So I'm interested to see, like, I'm sure Josh Johnson will like explain it the best he can. And, depending on how it goes, I might be interested in watching this. But yeah, appreciate y'all rocking with me for this Josh Johnson binge as usual. We gonna be like just binging different creators until like I feel like just mixing everything back together again and having it be like periodically, but this is the way I'm gonna do it for at least a little bit. So if y'all have like suggestions on the type of binges I do, let me know down in the comment section below. But this is a little bit on the longer side, so y'all already know we gonna have it sped up a little bit. And yeah, if y'all are new and y'all want to see me again, consider hitting that subscribe button because all we do is chill over here. With that being said, let's get into the video.
Please make some noise for Josh Johnson.
I have water.
It is crazy to me that everybody, no matter who you are a different person to everybody that you know. Like, we have the idea in our heads, we understand that we're different to our parents than we are to our friends, than we are to our coworkers. But I mean, like, every single person. Just because of when we meet each other, how we meet each other, what we mean to each other and everything. I have a friend from growing up. His name is Squish. And Squish got his name because he's pretty accident prone. In fact, the way I met Squish was he was walking and this kid was in the cafeteria and he stepped on a pickle. And this kid flew. He stepped on the pickle like he stepped on a Hot Wheel. I didn't know pickles had that type of movement. The pickle didn't even disintegrate. He just stayed on it perfectly, like a roller skate, and couldn't stop himself, like a Looney Tune. One leg in the air, one leg on the pickle, and couldn't seem to get off. And he was screaming the whole time. Ah! This man was
picture that with a
across the
banana.
floor in a panic.
Not the Michael Jackson
This kid slid into some trash cans hard. So I run up, some other kids run up, and from then on, he was known as Squish.
Squish.
And Squishes. Some of his accidents aren't even his fault. Like, we had a classroom fish. It was
I know where
floating in
this
the
is
tank,
going.
swimming around and everything, and it was a different person's turn to feed the fish every day, and whoever fed the fish last didn't close the slide in the top of the tank back, and so the fish popped out of the tank, landed on the floor, and was bouncing around a little bit, and Squish just happened to be walking by.
No! I was like, is he gonna double down?
We were like, no! And he was like, whoa!
Ah, Squish. Poor Squish.
Squish's #1 accident that solidified his nickname and his understanding to us as a clumsy person actually happened on a field trip to Dallas.
Oh.
Yeah, so we were all hanging out, getting some food because the field trip was like all planned out. We had a thick itinerary, and so we got to have lunch at this Italian place, and Squish got some spaghetti to go as well. And of course, throughout the course of us walking around, he trips and falls on his spaghetti. But he doesn't just trip and fall on the spaghetti. He managed, normally when you fall on to-go plate, it stays where it is.
Yep.
This kid fell and somehow managed to get all
Oh my gosh.
from his stomach to the top of his head covered in marinara sauce. It was like there was more marinara sauce on him than there was in the to-go plate.
I feel so bad. Okay.
And unfortunately, it was a field trip to the book depository. So if you were passing by, all you saw was a kid covered in marinara and spaghetti on his head going, help!
Oh my gosh, the anxiety. Oh my gosh.
I knew I was underwater. I just didn't realize I was this underwater.
I remember when Squish got married. I remember when he had a kid, and I remember when his wife told him, and is wild because when she told, I wish he had been doing a bit or something, just making a cute little joke for the two of them. But she said, we're pregnant, and without missing a beat, he went.
So me.
Because now Squish has a kid, and this kid calls him dad. That's wild to me. It's wild that the people that I grew up with are upgrowing people. That feels crazy. That genuinely feels unacceptable. That the people that I grew up with are making new people that don't know what they're like. Because I know these people. This kid calls Squish dad. I'm like, oh, you don't, that's not dad, that's Squish. No, you weren't around, but... No. And I think I'm thinking about it so much because I am older now than my parents were when they had me. And it sort of recontextualized every memory. Because every year that I get older and I'm just going about my life, I think about how they were the age that I am now, but with me.
A kid. Yeah.
I'll have a bad day and think, oh, this is the worst, and not thinking about how they used to hang out with me, but not when I was like fun. They had to hang out with a version of me that couldn't read. So you're already having a bad day, and now somebody that can't read is making it worse. You're picking them up from school, they sitting in the back all, and now you have to try to figure out what's wrong with somebody who can't read. Because they won't tell you, one, because they're a kid, and they're being all secretive and everything, but also because they can't read, so they don't even know the words to describe what they're feeling. You gotta do charades to see what's wrong. That's tough. You know, like I think back how my mom, a lot of the moms of the kids that I went to school with, like when you're a parent, I can't imagine being a parent. I cannot imagine being a parent right now, being a kid right now. I feel like I barely did all right with what I had, you know what I mean? When I was growing up, because I have a lot of empathy for the people who are trying to like raise a good person, doing your best to just make a good person. And the way I look at it, the way I look at life lessons is a lot like lunch. Because, you know, as the parent, the person who has knowledge, the person who's trying to do what's best for your kid, you can make them the best lunch possible. And when I say the best lunch possible, I mean like actually everything that they need. There's vegetables, there's fruits, there's some protein in there. You go ahead, you got the fiber. Everybody forgets the fiber. You gotta get your fiber. You don't want to be full of protein and no fiber. You just be sitting there stuck. You did everything. You got vitamins and minerals in there. You got things to keep them hydrated, give them energy, make sure the bones grow, make sure the brain's healthy. You did everything. And then you send them to school with that lunch. But then it's up to them.
To eat
once they're not around you, you don't know. You have no idea. No, maybe they're going ahead and they're taking out like the one sweet thing in that lunch and then they just dump out the rest. I went to school with a girl just like that. She loved lunch. Lunch was her favorite because she was a wheeler dealer. She was a broker at lunch. I've never seen anybody finesse like this before. She would start lunch with one snack pack. She would end it with 16 cookies. And we would all have been had and we didn't understand how. We all just sit here, no treats, because she had mixed us up so much. She was the only person I've ever seen in my entire life during lunch going ahead and selling cookie futures. She was over here like, you know I'm good for a snack pack every day, all right? So you give me the cookie now, I'll give you a snack pack tomorrow. Now, that snack pack, you're going to keep it for a little bit, but you know he's going to have M&Ms on Thursday. And she did this every day. Every day she finessed the entire class out of everything. And her parents made her a good lunch, but just... We're not really trying to hit that celery right now. Not when we got delicious brownies, homemade. And... after a while, it took some time, but after a while she showed up to school and she had this rash and she was always tired and stuff. And we found out later that her parents had to take her to, the doctor, and she had scurvy.
Oof.
I've been here before, and I met something. I've never been so scared in my life. Our entire realities and dating.
In the modern age, it is damn near impossible to get scurvy because every day, even by accident, you slipping into vitamin C.
Yep.
You know how many treats you gotta be eating with nothing good to hit the scurvy? This little girl had scurvy, like a Caribbean pirate. Because her parents were doing their best for lunch. They prepared her as best as possible. They gave her everything good. But then, when you're around your friends, when you're alone, a parent can't know what's going to happen after that.
That's true.
Like, there's a show on Netflix called Adolescence. And I watched it. And I think it is a very well-made show. Out of all the critiques I've heard about the show, and there are plenty, I have not heard anyone say that the acting isn't phenomenal or that the camera work isn't incredibly interesting, But it's a tough watch, and it's heavy, and it brings up a lot of things I think are important to talk about because it's sparked all these conversations online. It's the most watched English-speaking show in Netflix's history, and there are people being like, oh, finally, we're discussing the way that misogyny has creeped in online into every facet of society. And then there are other people being like, no, it's a moral panic. Like, these things are bad, but we're blowing it out of proportion. And so that discussion I do feel like is important. And only one person, there was this one woman I was talking to that was like, it's my favorite show of all time. And I was like, ugh.
Right?
Favorite all time ever? Did you watch the whole thing and that's your favorite thing you've ever watched? I'm not judging, I'm just saying that's a lot like being like, my favorite place to go is the dentist.
Right.
Like, all right, I mean, it's good that you went, but just you telling me that makes you feel good?
No.
You love that? You love somebody just playing in your mouth like that? Quizzing you while flossing you? That's your favorite thing? To me.
So how often do you brush?
I do think it's really important that we have these conversations, and it started making me think about my own life, When I was little, I didn't even know what it would mean to have a girlfriend, really. And I only think I thought about girlfriends because adults would, like, pinch me on the cheek and be like, oh, you're so cute, you must have a little girlfriend. You got a little girlfriend? I'd be like, nah. You're not around the rest of the time. I'm actually quite a lot. But there was someone who I used to eat lunch with for a little while there. And sometimes we eat lunch for the whole period of lunch, and sometimes she would just come over, to make sure we chatted before lunch was over. And we would always split my cookie, right? I'd break my cookie in half, and we would chat. And I knew that I got to do every day at school my two favorite things, which was talk to her and eat cookies. And so she'd come over, we'd break bread, cookie bread, we'd break bread and everything. We'd talk about all sorts of stuff. And I didn't know what it would be like to have a girlfriend, but I knew if I was gonna have a girlfriend, it would be her, right? This is who I like talking to, it's who I like spending time with, it's the only person I'll share my cookie with. And one day, I was walking to the monkey bars, get some swings in. It was good to get the shoulders working. And when I got up to those monkey bars, I wasn't right up on them. I was still at a distance, but I saw her kissing a boy. And I was distraught. I saw them kissing. I was like, no! I didn't even think of kissing! Is that what boyfriends and girlfriends do? Hey, we little, so they not even really kissing. They more just butting heads and everything. But even so, I was torn up. I was like, no! We share cookies every day. She get my cookie crumbs all on his lips. And I didn't go up to the the monkey bars. I went to the little castle that we had on the playground, and man, I cried. I was torn up. You know? And I didn't know what to do in that moment. I didn't know how to fix the way I was feeling, and it felt like I had done something wrong, even though it was just life happening.
Yep, that's just it.
This person was still someone who I liked very much, but I was like, no, what to kiss? Did the cookie mean nothing? You know, I was so torn up. When we went back to class, I couldn't even learn.
Man.
Teacher sitting there with a word problem, simple word problem, trying to get me to hit that 3 + 4, and I was like, 3 kisses plus 4 kisses. Is one broken? And I think it's the discussions that are arising because of the show, I think are important because whether it feels like it or not, we are all each other's responsibility. And I think that there's something happening, is happening to young men, is happening to boys where these things online, whether it's, you know, whatever, red pill, manosphere, whatever you want to blame, there's a certain rhetoric that at least fills in some blanks and tells you this is the way that the world is, this is how you fit into the world, and it's an assuredness that the people around you don't seem to have. Because when that happened, when that kiss happened, you know, when you're a kid, you see things in black and white. You haven't lived long enough to find nuance in between every experience. And so I didn't see that as like, oh, this is my friend, but she happens to like this person or also like this person or like this person more. I internalized all of it. I was like, no, she likes him because I'm ugly. That's gotta be what it is, right? Or she hates me and she likes him. Everything has to be very distinct. And that's tough. I think it's something that we would hopefully be better at recognizing because it's the same thing that happens to young women. You know? Like when I was a kid, especially when I got to be a teenager and stuff, I was angry. I had all the regular problems. It wasn't like anything extra was happening. But one time an adult sat me down that I was talking to for a long time. And they said something that stuck with me ever since. Because I was just telling them how I felt about everything, how I felt about myself and the world and the people around me. And it all stemmed into this one question. They were like, who taught you to hate yourself?
Oh.
And I couldn't answer it. Because the truth is that I don't know if it's that explicit. And I don't think that it needs to be. When you're young and you're just trying to make your way through the world, I think it's a balance that gets created with the people around you and with yourself, and it's easy to tip, you know? I don't know if anyone was running up to young women specifically, making sure that they felt like they were ugly. They just told them that everything that wasn't them around them was beautiful. And so then you have something very similar happening to young boys right now that's coming from all these different directions. And I don't think it should ever be a contest. I know one thing impacts another thing, and there are people that when someone is hurt, they become hurt too as a result. But I think that it's not really about who has it worse when we all have it bad.
Dude.
Sometimes when somebody's going through something and they're open about
It's not about who has it worse when we all have it bad.
If it's not the person that we decided to band around, right? If it's like a unique person going through something and they're sharing it, sometimes the response, instead of being empathy, is almost backlash, right? Ooh. They're going through something and they're being open about it, and people are responding with like, oh, boo-hoo, you'll be fine. It's all good, right? But this person is coming to you earnestly, and they're going through something, you know? Like, we don't really, if I'm being honest, we don't really talk about the like body dysmorphia that a lot of men have. There are men packed into gyms trying to look like the action figure. Meanwhile, the action figure doesn't look like a person. Like, that's not, like, your knees aren't supposed to be as big as your head. You're just never gonna get there. That's not how people are built. No one does that. And even more than like body dysmorphia in men, the thing that I don't think I hear anybody talking about is strength dysmorphia. I know a lot of men, good men, who have looked at a box or a pool table or a TV and thought to themselves, I could pick it up. We are losing more backs in this country to men's strength dysmorphia than anything else. Strength dysmorphia is the #1 cause of hernias in men.
I can pick
Because
it
then
up.
you'll try to help. You'll try to be that person, to be there for them. Be like, hey, wait till we can get some help. Don't do it by yourself. And they'll be like, you don't think I can pick it up? And you're like, it's not about me. Your knees don't think you can pick it up. Your legs don't think you can pick it up. Your arms don't think you can pick it up. Your glutes don't think you can pick it up.
So let's actually be for real.
One time I was on a road trip with some friends, and we heard it when the tire popped. We heard it immediately. So we pull over, right? And our friend who was driving, it's his car. He had everything ready to go. Had the spare tire, everything changed the tire,
Nice.
except he forgot the jack.
Oh no, I know where this is going. I know where this is going.
So then our friend Jack says to us with a straight face, all right, everybody just, y'all get in position and everything, get ready to change this stuff, and I'll just pick it up, and y'all change, y'all put it back down.
And he's so dead ass. He's so
I had
for real.
questions. I was like, pick up what, change what? He was like, no, look, y'all pick it up, and, start changing, I'll put it back down. It may take us a couple tries, but we'll get there.
He's so for real.
There are two types of people who can pick up a car. One are strong men. And by strong men, I don't just mean men that are strong. I mean actual competitors, like strong men. All they do is train and work out and lift heavy things. They almost look like the action figure, but they're not quite there because your knees are only going to get so big, right? But they got very big shoulders, big head, everything, big arms, and they pick up boulders and they put them on top of stuff. And then sometimes they pull trucks. They have the chain and they pull, and you can see that tire moving a little bit. You're like, he is moving it. Wow. You can watch it on ESPN.
Literally. ESPN.
That type of man. That man right there, he'll never turn around fast, but he can pick up a car. You touch him on the shoulder, it's gonna be a while before he gets to you. But he could pick up a car, okay? He will never kill a fly.
No facts.
He's not gonna be that quick with it. But if you need a donkey murdered by punching it in the face, he can get that. It is dead. That's one of the types of people that can pick up a car.
I don't know why I got a
person
JoJo
that can pick up a car is a mother whose baby is under the car. And even in that scenario, she can pick up the car because the part of her brain, out of concern for her child, that would normally say, girl, think about your joints, has shut off. It's not like she picks up the car, gets the baby out of the way, and is fine afterward. Her ligaments are shot.
Yeah.
But she can do it. So unless, bro, you've been doing some exercises that we haven't seen, or there's a child under the tire that you care about very much, I don't think this is gonna work. And he's like, you don't think I can do it? I was like, it's not about me. Your legs don't think you can do it, your back doesn't think you can do it, your glutes don't think you can do it.
Literally.
But he wanted
It's
to try.
not about me.
And so everybody got out of the car. Everybody got in a position. One friend was there with a spare tire. Other friend was there getting ready to start unscrewing everything. I didn't have a job, so I just
Be
stood
lift
there,
support.
as a witness.
Be lift support.
To
Because he
record,
not lifting that shit up all the time.
And we know that there is a way to work out. We know if you want to lift, there's a way to do it correctly. You're trying to deadlift, try to squat, you get your legs shoulder width apart. You go ahead and make sure your knees stay in line with your feet so you're not buckling one way or the other. You go ahead and put your butt out when you're trying to pick it up. You keep your back neutral, keep your core engaged and everything. You lift it up, make sure your neck is neutral and stuff. We know all of these things. This man got in the weirdest position I've ever seen in my entire life.
That should have told you all you needed to know.
He got under the bumper like, okay.
Nope. Gotta be lift support.
Y'all get it? We were like, no.
It did not lift
It
up.
didn't move. Because it's a car. How long did you think you were lifting it? What world are you in? And he's like, oh, you know what? That's my bad. No, I'm doing it wrong. I'm going to turn around.
No, that's not gonna help.
Turn around. You know that lift that's famous for being much easier, where they go to the Olympics and they put the bar behind them to pick it up. You know, that thing that we've all seen before? This fool turned around, put his back to the car, like,
Do the sound effect.
and then he had the nerve to be like, y'all ready?
The audacity. Y'all get it?
Y'all must have got it that time, right? And we're like, no, it didn't move because it's a car. You can feel yourself not moving it, right?
Come on, bro.
And I knew he was hurt this time because he just wanted to walk off. But he was still in position. He was like, I'm done messing with y'all. Y'all not even serious.
Yo. That's hilarious.
Oh.
That was... Y'all get it? Like, no, it's a car.
Over here doing my job for me. That's why.
No, I missed something.
Oh.
Yeah, Jesus, like... No, her laughing.
Over here doing my job for me. That's why.
Wow.
Don't apologize.
Literally.
Let him think I earned those extra laughs.
No, because I would have thought that.
The truth of the matter is that you have the same thing happening, you know? We kind of, I'm not saying we figured it out, but we kind of addressed it with the Barbian theory. And there's something that's like laid out all across the internet. And it's made me think about the question that I was asked. Who taught you to hate yourself? And I finally answered it in my own head. It's probably, whoever taught you to hate yourself is probably selling you something. That's all it is. We recognize it. We've learned to see it with women when it comes to makeup, when it comes to a certain fit, all that stuff. But with men, you don't see it called out in that same way.
Damn.
Because trust me, all these dudes, all these Manosphere bros, all these red pill dudes, every single one of these guys is also selling a course. Oh, that's curious. I thought we were brothers and you wanted to help me get girls. Why are you selling me? Okay. And some of it, we have to remember, because all these people, no matter who you're talking about, young boys, young girls, all these people are very young, they're very impressionable, and they're trying to get a sense of the world. And you can fill the lunchbox as best as possible. But one thing that's assured is that all of your best qualities will not just be passed down. I wish it was true.
Oh, damn.
And you can fill that lunchbox with as many good things as possible. But it then is up to them when they're with their friends, when they're by themselves, to actually look at what's been given to them. And not just trade it for a bunch of junk. Because now you have parents who feel like out of nowhere they're meeting a new person, a person that they didn't raise. They hear these things being said that they never taught their kid. And they're like, where did this come from? And some of it, not all of it, but a good portion of it can be blamed on being online. I think it's a mistake to just say that it's online throughout. Just go ahead and throw away the phone. Don't let the kid get on the computer or anything. Because the people posting these things are real people out in the world. So those ideas are running rampant in the world anyway. But I do think that it's in how algorithms are built. You know? You show genuine curiosity for one thing. And all they're trying to do as a company is hold your attention, keep you on the platform. So they see you choose one thing, so they send you more of that thing. And so it sends you down a rabbit hole. We always blame ourselves for falling down a rabbit hole, but it is what's served to us after we just watch one thing. You know, you watch one alpaca kick somebody in the chest.
Let's see how much you like it. How much you'll click
And
on
then
it
socials
again.
are sure. They're like, this must be his favorite thing. Let's go ahead and keep running them.
Keep running them.
You know? And I'm blessed that I'm blessed that I am who I am. I was born when I was born. I have my own problems, my own worries and everything. The hardest life you're ever gonna have to live is your own, which is why I do my best not to judge anybody. Because I think genuinely that if I had been born as them in a different time, I'd probably be just like them. You know, and so I truly believe that one of the it's so funny when somebody tries to start a clap, but y'all
It is funny.
It's like I don't say anything for claps, but every once in a while somebody feels moved to clap, but then they realize it's not like an everybody clap. Like
So you know what? My bad. Facts.
no. I didn't want to.
W audience.
You know?
Yeah.
Let me earn it. But the truth is
Let me
that
earn it.
like when it's that easy, I think we have to look at these problems as interlinked, you know, because people talk about incels, they talk about people who've taken the black pill, all that stuff like that, and you got to recognize
pill?
truly that these.
What? You mean
These
the red
like
pill?
incels, whatever people end up calling them, they don't really hate women. They hate themselves.
Yep.
That's where all that comes from.
Yep.
And I can only imagine if I was a kid now and I came home and I got online and I typed into Google or any platform, especially social, why would she eat my cookie but then kiss somebody else?
Why would she do that?
I'm in for a world of trouble. I'm immediately, with one prompt, getting into some really bad stuff. Because I bet you, because the people online are not necessarily talking to anyone. They're speaking to their own experiences and broadcasting them, projecting them on other people in every situation. And so if I type that in, I'm not getting back the answer I would get from an adult that's like, hey, look, these things happen. Maybe this person knew that you liked them. Maybe they didn't. Maybe it doesn't matter. Maybe the same thing would have happened either way. I know that's hard to hear, but there's so many people in the world. There's billions of people in the world. There are more people in the world than you can count right now because you're not great at math.
Yep. Not great at math.
That's what, to me, I'm not acting like I'm an expert. I'm not a psychologist. I'm not a sociologist. I haven't met every person. I don't know what everyone is going through. But to me, that's the key. That's what solves it. When people are like, what do we do? What do we do? You just stay in each other's lives as much as possible. You know?
Yep.
All of this missing stuff gets filled in by the internet because we aren't there to do it. And I don't just mean parents. I mean like real community. I mean everyone that you know.
Yeah.
You tell the people in your life that you know that you love them all the time. You never let a day go by without the people in your life knowing and feeling like they're loved by you. It just takes you. It only takes you.
Yep.
And so when you have something like that happen, you type it, you come home, you're crying.
I needed to hear that. I needed to hear that one part.
The kisses.
For sure.
I'm not likely to get someone who's going to give me a solid answer, an answer I can take to the rest of my life. You know?
Facts.
I'm probably going to get somebody coming on, big old shoulders, being like, that's right, that's what women do, they take cookies. And best believe, brother, she's coming for your cookie tomorrow. And next time she won't want half, she's gonna want the whole thing. That's why you gotta shut these women down before they get your cookie. If it even gets that specific.
If it even gets that specific. That was funny.
I remember I was in college. College was the first time that, like a lot of people, that I was out of the house, and I was really out there by myself. I had to make all new friends. It was good for me though. I had to just get acquainted with a new environment, and I had never been somewhere where it was all up to me. Go to bed whenever you want, do whatever you want, eat whatever you want, right? As long as you're getting good grades, nobody really cares. As long as you're not causing a bunch of havoc, no one's gonna say anything. And
Right.
I made a friend when I was in college, and we had a conversation one night that was genuinely transformative because when someone opens up and I'm not trying to be particular here, but it's true. When someone opens up, especially a man that's never opened up before, what happens next in that moment is crucial, is incredibly important. Mishandling that moment almost guarantees that not only will the wall go back up, it's going to have another layer of bricks. It's going to be even harder to break down. And we just got to talking. I don't even know who shared first, but he told me things. He told me about his anxiety, depression, his feeling, his lack of purpose, all the things that he thought that he was missing in the world, and everything that he thought he was not worth, and things he thought he would never get. And it was all just like coming out so earnestly. And so then I did the same. I told him things. I told him about my anxiety, my depression. I told him about everything that I was going through, how I felt about myself, how I felt about the world, the people around me. Like nothing would really matter if I was here or not, right? And we shared for a while. And then when it was over, we realized like we were the only people we had told these things to. Everything else, we expected to just take to the grave, and we had just told it to each other because there was someone there to listen. And I know sometimes it can happen where like a man opens up to you and you don't know what to do. And so I'll give you one tip. If you really don't know what to say, if things are coming at you and they're things you would have never imagined coming out of this man's mouth, just hit him with a word.
Yeah, the word gonna do it every time. Yo, that is facts. The word does it every time.
Because as men, sometimes word is all we really need. We're like, yep, you get it. See, you get it.
Yep.
But truly, we shared a lot. And in that moment, we didn't know what to do, so we just hugged it out. And don't get me wrong, it was a manly hug. You know, we tightened our arms around each other and we hit the pats. That's how you hug as a man. You go ahead with the...
Yeah.
Watch the end of Top Gun Maverick. Both those men ready to cry, and they still just... I don't know what to do, so I gotta hit it. And it was a long hug because, once again, these are things we thought we would never be able to tell anybody else, and we're holding on to each other tight, and we're patting each other back hard. And I'm not proud of it. But eventually, I did burp.
Just a little bit.
And what happens in the moment that a man opens up to you and you open up to another man is crucial. When I burped, I was like, no. I'm never opening up again, okay? What I look like? I just poured my soul out and I got burped by my boy? Never.
Got burped?
No, we not on that. But I genuinely believe, from the bottom of my heart, for every person, no matter how you feel, and then some of that feeling is going to be advertisements shooting at you. Oh, you'll just be whole when you have this, when you get this. Someone trying to sell you something, trying to make you feel less so then you can be at least level after they give you their thing. But truly, I hope everyone can really hear this and understand this. If you are in the world, you know, I remember when it was told to me for the first time, it also stuck with me. If you're part of the world, you must be worth the world.
Ooh, yes.
And I hope that everybody can feel that way, that you're really worth the world, because you're here. You know? And
if you're a part of the world, you must be worth the world.
Think about it, because there's a whole new generation of people coming up. They're dealing with something we've never had to deal with before. Like, I think of Squish's kid. I was very nervous when Squish became a father because he has dropped everything I've ever seen him hold. He's one of the clumsiest mans. It's insane. But he is kind, and he is generous, and he has a good heart. And it'll be a better world if Squish's kid is like him. I hope that that's possible. I hope he can turn out just like his dad. It'll be a better world. It'll be a more haphazard world. Like, it'll be a different type of dangerous.
Different type of dangerous. Yeah, that's hilarious. Man, that was good. That was really good. I'm glad I watched that with y'all, man. If y'all like the video, y'all know what to do. Make sure y'all like it. Subscribe if you're new, because all we do is chill over here. And with that being said, y'all be great. Y'all be safe. there'll be other videos. I don't know which binge I'll do next, but y'all will see it. Y'all be great. Y'all be safe. Keep getting to that bag, and I'm gonna catch y'all in the next video. Peace.